Welcome back, everyone.
We always got chills. Hey y'all, so welcome to 2025 with us. It's been a heck of a year so far, and it's still January, so I know we're all feeling it, and we just wanted to hurry up and get back and talk to you guys and catch up. So, what do we want to discuss today?
I think we want to talk about
One word.
Hopefully you have a chance to take the one word challenge.
Yes.
If not, we'll send out the link. It's free. Have you picked your one word?
Yes, I have.
And?
Okay, so my one word is excellence this year.
Very nice.
Yeah, I love the word excellence. Last year was authenticity, and excellence is my word this year because I want to do everything in the spirit of excellence.
Nice.
And so, you know, if I'm working for a client, if I am cleaning my bathroom, whatever it is, I want to do it in the spirit of excellence, and hopefully that will inspire others to do the same. But I just think that we're in a world where we've kind of become very lackadaisical, and excellence has not been prioritized, so I really want to just bring that word back.
Love it.
So what was your word?
Love.
Love, oh that's right, love.
Love. It came to me towards the end of the year, but I wasn't sure. I had two words that were just reminiscent, like it really was just
Both resonated kind of?
Resonated, and
Yeah.
I was going back, and literally it was like back and forth. And then all of a sudden, at our daughter's graduation ceremony, the speech from a student was, had the topic of love in it, and the way that she spoke, I was like, everybody else looked at me and went, like they knew in that moment that love was going to be my word.
Yeah.
And it's so awesome whenever you feel your word, but also when other people know that that's your word.
Yeah.
Like when they can see on your behalf, it's talk about magical moments. Like that just gives me chills when you can feel it and your friends and family start to feel it for you, and you know it's that synergy that it's that positive energy that just feels like you're on the right path.
Yeah,
So,
and that's confirmation. One of our words, we're always looking for confirmation on decisions that we make. I mean, even, it's like a game. You can make it a game, where it's like you're looking for confirmation. Am I doing the right thing? Because a lot of times, you know, there is no manual to life. And there's no, also the great thing about that is there's no right or wrong to life either. So you have the opportunity to make another decision.
Yeah.
You can pivot from wherever you are. You can turn around. You can make a right turn, a left turn, or keep straight. There's so many things you can do on this road of life that we have.
It's back to driving, right?
Yeah.
You're driving the vessel.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're in a fast car, sometimes you're in a slower car, sometimes you're on a bus.
Right.
Or many more people.
Yeah.
You need to collaborate with a lot of people.
Yeah. And that's something we do talk about because, and that's funny when we talk about, you know, vision mapping, which is something that we love. We always talk about a vehicle that we're in, but now you make me think differently when you think about the idea of having a bus or a van, or sometimes it's a sports car because in this
Could be a
particular
rocket.
season, it's just you going and you're fast forwarding.
Yeah.
But if it's a situation where it's a team project, or like for me, if it's a cooking class that I'm doing for others, then there's a difference in how I have to drive that particular car because it's not just me. Versus if I'm catering and there's a lot of other chefs in that we drive differently depending on the vehicle we're
Very
in,
much so.
in the moment we're in. So yeah, that's great. And I think the one word it inspired me ever since you talked about it, because the idea of resolutions, we know they don't work. We all make resolutions and they just don't tend to last that long.
Pressure.
Yeah, because it's like you set this high expectation, kind of this perfect ideal, and we already know perfection can be paralyzing because there is no such thing as perfect. You can get as close to it as possible, but you also have to understand that there will be things that are not going to turn out exactly how you want them to be. And even with our podcast, with everything I do, it's recipes that I'll do that they just don't turn out the way that I expected them to. They still turn out great, but being flexible in the moment and not feeling like oh my God, I have to start all over again just because of one or two things. It's
The
just
ability to adapt,
yeah,
to pivot.
yeah. And I tell all my cooking class clients that, you know, it's very much being able to. I give you a recipe. It is a blueprint, you know, but there are ways that you can modify this blueprint, and you can do so many things that will make it yours. So don't feel that if you step or you color outside the lines that you messed up the entire picture.
Sometimes, I'm glad you said it like that, because sometimes we actually need permission to color outside the lines.
Yeah, and I think that's important to know.
Yeah, we've been taught for so long to follow rules of engagement or policy and procedure.
Yeah.
Again, it's back to not perfection, but progress over perfection.
Yeah, I think that's it.
And from my experience in my career, so 20 plus years in corporate, especially in the world of IT, is perfection, especially if you're going to present and you're asking for, you know, millions of dollars, right?
Yeah.
You have to have it perfect before you present that information, because that's how the stakeholders are going to trust you.
Right.
It's about building trust in that way. So it's really difficult for me sometimes to know that from an entrepreneurial perspective, and when we're being very creative and innovative, then it is progress. It's not perfection.
Right.
Because we just need to take those little baby steps, the stepping stones, which I love. Like everything love is like heart stones, stepping stones for me. It's all resonating because it's like just give yourself grace and love the little baby steps, because that is the action that helps realize your ideas.
Right. Yeah.
It's not about perfection.
And I love that, the stepping stones, because sometimes when you're stepping out, you will, like Sam and I, we talk and we may have an idea that we're going in this direction, and then we'll say like squirrel is the word. Oh, squirrel over there, and then we'll go this way, and then oh, it's something that's way over, and so, but we end up at the destination. But when you are free to be flexible, you recognize throughout the journey there's so many different things going on that it helps you. So a part of what I'm trying to say with this whole roundabout way of saying it is enjoy your journey as you're trying to get to the destination, because you may miss something beautiful if you're so focused on one idea of being perfect, that you miss this beauty that can happen. Because like, how many of us make these, what do we call it, happy mistakes, or like a mistake that...
You're talking about Bob Ross? The happy little...
That's, I forgot what he calls it, but yeah, it is a thing, see? But it's like you make a happy mistake, and like even with... a recipe, like you could put something in there that's not supposed to go, and then you come to find out, oh my God, I actually like that better than what was supposed to go in there. So sometimes it's great to make a mistake, you know. Sometimes,
yeah,
and even painting, when you, and I think that's what that is. You dip your paint in the wrong, your brush in the wrong paint color, and then it's like, oh my God, I messed it up. But it's like, no, you didn't. Just kind of like go with it and make something else.
And it's yours.
Yeah.
Yours. That's back to your word of authenticity as well.
Yeah. Right?
Like back before when we were talking about that, showing up authentically you means we're not perfect. No. So let yourself be present. And I'm glad you were talking about how to just be present. Like, what is it? I don't know. It's some people say the present, the gift is being present, right?
Yes,
or something like that.
It is.
And it's so true, because even while you were talking about being present, my brain was starting to think ahead, planning ahead as to what we were going to talk about in our next iteration or our topic. And it's like I had to keep telling myself, my own brain, stop thinking. And
right, because we're so focused on the next, and that's why, you know, we can forget to enjoy where we were. Like, something that I say to people a lot is, I don't remember my 20s that much, because I was so in tune with what I was doing that I never really took a moment to enjoy where I was. It was always the next project that we were working on, the next fashion show, the next ad campaign, the next marketing event, whatever it was. I was so trained to be planning my life 6 months in advance that it was like the day that I had in front of me was not as important, where it should have been. Yeah, wasn't present. So I think, again, part of that is just to say, you guys, be present, be in the journey. I mean, Be in the journey. Don't be at the destination so much that you forget the journey. That's
Okay.
what I'm trying to say.
Side note, I can't stop dancing.
Oh,
Because I hear
songs are-
music.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
No,
You may
it's
want to
good.
consider that for the next time because I'm like, usually we don't have music. So
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I just like feel like we're gonna break out in a dance and everybody over there is staring at us like,
Yeah.
what are they doing?
Crazy. And shout
you
out
know-
to
Yeah,
Char
go ahead.
7 and McGill. We are there in their fabulous, I guess, patio portion where they have the fireplace and they gave us this whole look. And I look like a camper. We look like we're at a log cabin
Well,
somewhere.
it's 30-something degrees outside
Yeah,
right
so
now.
we're perfectly dressed for the weather. Tell you that much. But yeah, going back to that word of authenticity from last year and the spirit of excellence. And I think that I'm bringing them up together and combining them because when you work in a spirit of excellence and you're being authentically you, then there's nothing you really have to worry about. As long as you show up and put in 100% of the effort, then you're good. Like however it turns out is what it is. And I tell people that when it's like going for interviews, for example, or going to a meeting of people that they never met before. And it's like, oh, I gotta get prepared. I'm like, I don't get prepared. If I have to speak in front of people, I don't want a speech because I'm not going to remember it and I'm not going to read it. And so trying to stay in that perfect idea of reading all these words will make me more nervous. So if I just know what I need to say.
That's it. That's the preparedness you're talking about.
Yes. If I just have like bullet points and I know, okay, let me make sure I touch on all these points, I will fill in the words on my own. But even like, so for, what did I say? An interview, for example.
Yeah.
I'm interviewing the job just as much as they're interviewing me. I want to know that I like to be there just as much as they want to know if I'm a good fit for them. So it's kind of like we're both trying to see if we're a good fit for each other. And so for me, it's just I'm going to go and show up as who I am. I'm not going to put on a mask because we all know masks fall off at some point.
Yeah.
And so if you're this fake version of yourself 3 months down the road, you kind of sold them a dream ticket or whatever you call it, a wolf ticket. Something. It's like a wolf ticket or something. It's a fake version of yourself. So I just feel like if you're authentically you, then we shouldn't be so nervous because it's like whatever they ask you, you have an authentic answer for it. Either you know it or you don't.
And you know what? That's okay. Permission granted to not know everything.
Right.
It's back to not being perfect.
Right.
Like we don't know everything.
I would rather you say you don't.
Yeah, exactly. I think people would feel a lot less fearful if they gave themselves grace and love. That comes back to self-love, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of that was for me too, because on this journey, there's a lot of things I don't know that I continue to learn. A lot of things I have learned, but to stay open and give myself grace, open-minded and give myself grace and things to enjoy, to be present, enjoy the journey. Just like right now, we pivot, right?
Yeah.
Things weren't going according to plan when we were going to podcast, and then it's a holiday, and a couple places we went, we thought we're going to be, in our minds, we were ready to make it happen. We were ready to go red and execute, and then it didn't go according to plan.
Right.
Life doesn't go according to plan.
Right.
So we did it, and it ended up being a beautiful, like, this is really
We
nice.
couldn't have, that's what I'm saying. We couldn't have planned this.
I hope people locally will join us.
Yeah,
This is a great art of gathering spot.
And we love this place, and so it was top of mind when we were thinking of locations because we come here and have such good experiences, and it's such a good vibe every single time that it's like, okay, we should definitely do something there, and it just kind of worked in our favor. So,
what's your favorite meal here?
It is the signature burger. To be honest, it's the signature burger. It is my favorite thing when I'm looking for burgers. You know, everybody has a burger. You can go get a burger anywhere, but I love their burgers. I love their quesadilla. I love their wings. I love so many things. The chicken sandwiches.
You see, you're mentioning all the things that I haven't either tried or haven't had. I love that we have such a diverse palette.
Yeah, and they have so many good
They
selections.
have so many good selections.
So what is yours?
Their salad is amazing. Their CD7, I think it's called CD7 salad with their vinaigrette. Oh, it's so good. Salmon, their bourbon glazed salmon.
Oh,
Not as good as yours,
oh no.
but it's really good. I like their buffalo dip.
Oh yeah, the buffalo
pita
dip is
chips,
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
If we are celebrating with for a drink, a mule or a cosmopolitan. Do you like what's that? You call that drink?
Oh yeah, the Arnold Palmer.
Arnold Palmer.
I can finally say I used to never be able to pronounce it. Arnold Palmer.
I just messed up on it.
Yeah.
And I play golf.
Yeah, and
so go figure.
And I seen, like, we drove past the Arnold Palmer, not museum, but it was something. And I was like, oh my God, the Arnold Palmer, whatever.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, and we drove past that a couple of weeks ago, and that was so funny to actually see
in
his
Charlotte?
name. Yeah, because I haven't been on the town. Yeah, it was in Charlotte somewhere.
I'll have to check it out.
Or one of the suburbs of Charlotte, but it was in the metro areas.
Yeah. Anyway, this is a great place to gather. So, we're all about Priya's book, Art of Gathering, we talked about last year, and it really makes a difference when we start to look through the lens of our intent and how and why and who we're gathering with. Because it totally transforms that experience altogether. I think it comes back to, like you said, being present and excellence, right? Showing up in excellence for yourself and others, and love, because I love the different types of gatherings that we're starting to incorporate. We've done vision board, vision mapping, which is totally unique. We're gonna schedule some more. We have some more of those coming up for you if you're local to the area. And we're even going to be adventurous and try to do an online version. So let us know if you want to be a first beta group with that. I think it'll be fun though, because we take a totally unique approach and simplified approach to helping people dream big again. The older we get, we tend to suffocate that spark inside of us. Which, by the way, spark was going to be my one word. It was between spark and love. So now it's just all coming together. We would do that, and to turn it into a blueprint, a roadmap for life, so that you can truly start to see the whole life, your whole life, according to you and your requirements and what brings you joy, not what your parents or elders have maybe conditioned or influenced you to believe from what brings you joy, what you should do in life, but truly what brings you joy and where you want how to live your legacy. Not leave a legacy, but actually start living your legacy. And that has to be what brings you joy, not what somebody else tells you it is.
Right.
But you've got to get into that creative space to do it. And it's so hard when you're doing all the things. You're so busy, you're working, you're stressed. That's a key. You cannot be creative and tap into that part of your brain when you're stressed. You just can't. Your body just won't let you do it. So helping people learn how to trick your brain and go into that yellow zone of genius and start being creative and innovative, and then turn into the blueprint, the roadmap for life. And then what kind of vehicle do you need to drive? Maybe this chapter of your life you want to go fast. The next chapter you maybe want to slow down a little bit. You need to collaborate with other people. And then you're breaking it down into bucketized, what do you call it, bite-sized, right?
Bite-sized or digestible?
Digestible pieces. And that way it makes it attainable, because when we don't containerize or bucketize that, it's back to, like you said, it's too hard. You can't eat a whole meal at once, right? You got bite by bite.
Right. And then it doesn't look so overwhelming to you. And then that made me think of something too when we talk about the vehicles that we're in. It's important when you are trying to get into your yellow zone of genius, as we know, it's very important who is in that car with you. There are people who, they just may not be as creative thinking or free thinking. And so sometimes they can stifle, and not that they mean to.
Right.
Some people do, but some people just innocently don't mean that.
It's not their intent.
Right. Yeah. They're just not that way. And so you can come with your yellow zone and you're so excited about this idea, and they're so matter of fact that they just don't see the vision for you. So
logical thinkers.
So they may shoot your idea down. So when you're in that creative space, find you some friends that are creative like you that may be able to not piggyback, but what's the word, like go back and forth with you on those ideas and kind of co-create, encourage you, empower you to be better at what you're doing. And
it's energy, you feel it.
Yeah, and so you can really feel. And so if you don't, you know. But if you wanted to just take do a little test of that, like go to someone that you know who really doesn't. They're just not a free thinker like that, and you go with your idea and see how they respond to you, and see how that feels. Like, does that make you want to continue telling them that, or does that make you feel like, okay, maybe this isn't a good idea, maybe it isn't? If that is the case, like, you're talking to the wrong person about that. It's not that they're a good person, like not a bad person. Don't remove people out of your life for that, but just know your audience when you're trying to like create.
Very nice. A lot of times we'll say for awareness, when David and I are talking, we both fall into that trap. Again, it's a kind of a scenario base. It's also how you are, your personality, your default, and in addition to that, it's scenario based, right? So if I'm very logical, like really in deep analysis mode, I'm probably gonna respond, right? It's about reacting and responding in a more logical response. And so a lot of times what we'll say is when one of us gets really excited to share something and be excitement and joyful and share it, and the other person starts questioning, it's about the delivery. It almost sounds as though we're just like trying to pop their balloon. You know, they've got this yellow balloon and they're so excited to show you the balloon, and then you just like pop it with your blueness. Right? Because your blueness is logical. That's your blue is the zone of genius that says, let me be logical, let me put holes in everything, let me do, facts and figures and logic. And but that if it's asked and delivered in a certain way, it can also come across as condescending, not supportive, questioning, and some people feel questioning as conflict. That's the other thing too.
Or disagree, conflict. And then
they feel like it's an argument.
Right, and then sometimes it's just a disagreement. Oh my God, I have this conversation all the time. Every time you disagree is not an argument. It's not conflict. It's just I don't agree with that point. It's not that it's not valid. It's just I don't agree with that, or I have a different perspective on that.
Different wisdom, different journey, scenarios that have happened, that you just wouldn't understand because you've not gone through those different scenarios. I will tell you one good thing that's been great for our relationship is that we do ask each other permission to be yellow. Like, can I be yellow for a second with you?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good way.
And that tells me, stop. Don't go blue first. We're not there yet.
It's the new challenge. We listen and we don't judge.
But it is.
Right. Like, it immediately thought of that.
That's right. That's what it is.
But they're not saying horrible things.
Right. Yeah, no.
But it's
some of those I saw, I'm like...
It's another application of that, but
I genuinely, from my heart, this comes from love. My word is love. I really want people to realize when they use the human code that it's about... I want them to feel that it's their favorite communication tool. Because they use it, they'll see the value, and they'll feel the difference for themselves when they're reflecting and doing their self-love, which means awareness, right? And you gotta constantly work on that until the day you die. Like don't think that you just get to say, I did enough, and then you just chill, like on the beach somewhere. No. Personal development is growth until the last breath you take.
I mean that's just
like people to hear that.
Yes, but it's like you learning. I always said that, and ever since I was younger, I always said, well, the day I stop learning is the day I start dying, because you constantly have to learn and evolve, and the world is ever changing. So you can't stay the same, and you can't think that what worked for you, let's just say pre-pandemic, is going to work for you now. The world is a totally different place. Even the world that we had in 2024 is different than the world that we have now in 2025. So I don't know if it's a piece of hair or something was in my mouth. So that's why I was doing that. If y'all were wondering, like, what is it doing?
Back to the one word. Like that's an anchor. Wow, we got great bloopers, don't we?
Here we go. One word. I'll hold it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just a little snap, little
Oh yeah, that's our screenshot. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, plug. All right.
There you go.
So yeah, I forgot what I was saying, but it'll come back to me. But
Are we getting hungry?
yeah, we are.
But you wait, you can't eat anything.
Yeah, I'm fasting, but I probably could do a salad. I think they're one of the salads I've seen was really good. It didn't have any cheese.
CG7 is the best.
I think that was the one. I was just reading the ingredients to see if it's something I can eat. But yeah, so we definitely encourage you to take that one word challenge and yeah, see what your word is for this year, and then see how you apply it as you go through your journey. What are you doing? The spirit of excellence with this. So even though, you know, we thought of a couple of things, and again, did not have any hard, if this doesn't work, then we're not doing it.
Right.
We just said,
Black
okay,
and white, or like binary and like zeros and ones.
yeah, it was very much like, okay, well, these are a couple places we can go to. Whichever one works. The first like 2 places that we went to, guys, did not work.
Yeah.
We came here and we got this beautiful. So you see, sometimes when things don't work, it's just a redirection to the right place that you're supposed to be.
You want to make a presence? You want to say
Sure.
hello?
Oh yeah. Okay.
What are you guys on?
Yeah.
Everything. We're on Apple, Spotify.
My name's Austin. Make sure you watch till the end, and like and subscribe and follow.
Yes. Thank you, Austin.
Austin's
Yes.
been amazing.
Yeah, he is so great. And so we're going to wrap this up, and we're going to place an order with him so that we can have something in our stomachs. But thank you guys for tuning in, and we will catch you soon on the other side.